Hi everybody, Supersonic here, doing one of my solo commentary videos again, because Mark, I'll just go tab and readjust the volume. Mark isn't available at the moment, so you know, got to get some content out for you guys. And I was considering starting up a new series, named after the iconic, bit in the middle of episodes of The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, the Sonic Says portion, or Sonic Says, however you pronounce it. And originally it's going to be something lighthearted, like the bizarre nature of British broadcasting, or the bizarre nature of American cartoons or TV shows being brought over to the UK. But I've just got back from the dentist, and I've got to say, I am royally pissed off, like right off, to the point where I'm genuinely now a full-blown dentist hater. Like, not one of those, like, you know, the, like, shows that, like, have, like, the kids that are afraid of the dentist because, like, drills and stuff like that. I'm fine with the procedures, I just think that their actual practice is just immoral, honestly. It is disgusting the way that I was fucking treated in my fucking local dentistry. Because I went there today, do standard checkup, just a little poke around in my mouth, right, fine. I don't think that if it's on the NHS you pay for it. That's just a weird oddity. For some reason, all medical care in the UK is free. Except for dentists, which you have to pay for. The fuck's that about? But anyway, turns out I've got a cavity, you know, no biggie, no big deal. You know, people get them all the time. Apparently, I'm very lucky, or I'm a unique case where I've managed to get to the age of 21 without getting a cavity yet. Crazy. And they told me this, and immediately started talking to me, not about, like, what this means for my, like, my medical, or my health, or whatever. It just started talking to me about price points. Just saying, oh yeah, so this filling's gonna cost this much, this filling's this much. And the most amazing thing about this, right, I would be okay with all that if they had told me where in my mouth the cavity was. Obviously it's in one of my teeth, but I don't know which one. They never told me. And I feel like that's a pretty important thing to outline, because that greatly affects what kind of, what the cavity means. Like, if I get this filling, is it gonna be noticeable? You know, that's what when I was explaining this to my mum, that's what she said. It's like, are you worried about it's noticeable? I was like, yeah, but I'm also going to be worried about, will I be able to feel this? Is it going to be on my mind for the rest of my life? Is it going to affect the way things taste? Is everything going to taste slightly more metallic? I don't know. And neither does she, because she's only had one filling, and she had it with a different material that I'm going to have. And I'm just sitting there like, no information has been given to me, nothing I would consider important. It was just like, yeah, so this is how much the whole thing's gonna cost. At the cheapest it's like 50 quid, which to some people that's not a lot, but to me, that is quite a lot. I don't have that kind of money just lying around. Like, that's something like I have to put a lot of like deep thought into. And unfortunately, dentistry is a fucking monopoly on like the tooth health market. So it's like, you either pay what they're asking, or you don't get the treatment, and you have to wait until your tooth rots, and, like, turns your skull into just, like, a mess, right? It's despicable, honestly, it is. I don't care about the nature of the procedure. That's fine by me, I get it, I understand what's happening. But again, it's a matter of, I don't know where it is. They haven't disclosed this information to me in any way. And that's what gets to me. I don't know anything about what's going to happen to me in the next 24 hours, because I'm going back and I'm having it done tomorrow, which apparently is very lucky. I don't feel lucky. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm genuinely freaking out about this. What to most people is literally nothing, but to me is going to be one of the most life-altering, like, procedures I'm going to be having done to my body. And everyone just... And I don't think anyone's, like, understanding how this makes me feel. I'm genuinely, like, nervous and a little bit upset about just the lack of information I've been given and the uncertainty of the effects this is going to have on my life from here on out. if you hadn't guessed, or if you know hadn't seen a video before where this is brought up, I am severely autistic. Okay, so things like whether or not I'm going to be able to feel this lump of congealed metal is kind of a big deal to me. And I don't think that's like anyone. Like, I love my mum to bits, and she has been like one of the most supportive people on the planet when it comes to a parent, you know, getting their child diagnosed with something like autism. But there are just times where I just don't think she gets it. Like, genuinely, I am freaking out, and she asks if I'm worried about the appearance. I mean, yeah, but also no, because if it's like, in my mind, a cavity is like behind the tooth, so it's not something that's visible, right? But yeah, I'm gonna be worried if there's just gonna be a shiny piece of metal just sticking out of my mouth for the world to see. That's not gonna help my already waning self-consciousness. But it's again, it's about the what effects it's gonna have on my mouth. Like, they're like, oh, it might hurt for a while after, or you won't be able to eat for like an hour or two after the fact. I'm like, okay, that's like immediate, but like the rest of my life, I already brought it up, but like, will I be able to feel this? Is it going to be constantly on my mind that there is something in my mouth that probably shouldn't be in my mouth? Like, is this going to affect my senses, my taste? I've already been warned about other procedures that they refuse to do on my jaw because of the way it could affect my nerves. If the jaw is that sensitive a place, why are we just applying molten metal to it? Like, what the fuck? And again, I have to come back to this. They didn't tell me anything about the procedure. They were like, oh yeah, there might be a bit of drilling involved, we're gonna have to sedate your gums. This is how much it's gonna cost. Okay. Not only can I not afford that, which I'm very lucky that somebody was there to cover the cost for me, but, like, not only that, they were gonna fucking extort me. If I didn't pay the price now, they said, oh yeah, if you don't have that money in 2 months, it's gonna cost like 3 times more. What the fuck? That is quite literally extortion. It's like, pay it now or pay more later, dick. And that really got to me, that realizing that, like, the fucking dentistry is just extortion, the healthcare service. It's like, I can understand that, like, you know, the NHS, it's like, it has its problems, not due to any other reason other than, you know, lack of funding, lack of resources, stuff like that, medical staff not being available, you know, things like that. I will never blame the NHS for any of its problems, because it's, like, other people that are causing it. Ergo politicians. Yeah, that's right, we're getting political in this bitch. But not like dentistry. I'm not giving that a pass. I'm not giving that a pass, because you're getting paid. You're earning money from these procedures. You know? And I don't care whether it's major or minor surgery. To me, those are all major life-altering events. Surgery is not something to be taken lightly, not even a filling, especially to fucking, they probably don't have any record of, like, autism for me, because that hasn't got to do with my teeth, my autistic teeth, but I detest dentists now, you know, I genuinely, if you're a dentist and you're offended by anything I'm saying, I don't want to hear it, stop watching the video, get off my channel, I don't want you here, genuinely. I don't judge anyone by their race, their creed, what they believe in, what they choose not to believe in, you know? I don't even judge profession, you know, porn stars are people too, and all that. But if you're a dentist, get out. I don't want to know you. I don't care what struggles you've had in your life. You're the worst kind of person. You're an extortioner. You're basically a scam artist that works for maybe the government. I don't know how it works because it's on the NHS, but it doesn't have any of the benefits of free NHS healthcare. What's that about? Who decided that? Was some MP a former dentist? I was like, I think I want more money. Honestly, it is the worst healthcare provider in the world. Not the NHS, dentistry, just in general. honestly, it is, I hate them. I hate dentistry, I hate dentists, I hate the lot, and I hope something terrible happens to them and their families. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been more pissed about anything in my life. And for most people, this is literally nothing. I brought this up earlier. It's literally nothing to have a feeling. People don't even think about it. It's like a second nature medical procedure. But for me, there are like life-shattering like changes that are gonna start occurring. Sorry, I'm taking a moment to focus on TF2. But anyway, yeah, I'm just really pissed off, and I've kind of, what was I saying? Dentists, I hate them. Yeah. And not only that, they had me waiting around in the waiting room like 20 minutes after I'd had my checkup because they had to figure out a dental plant? Fucking dental plant? You're putting metal in my tooth. This isn't like a healthcare regime. I brush. I occasionally floss when I feel like I need to. I use mouthwash. I have a motorized brush. I'm doing everything they're telling me to do. I refuse to have my teeth whitened. That's a stupid social standard. Teeth are yellow. Enamel is yellow by, like, design. You know? Who gives a toss? If someone in your life generally judges you for the color of your teeth, I'm honestly gonna start calling them a tooth racist. Because what the fuck's that about? Like dental care, at least most procedures like teeth whitening and stuff like that, that's like a beautician bullshit, you know, that's societal expectation, that's not necessary healthcare. So I can understand why that has to be paid for. But, like, this is something that affects my health. Why am I paying for that if it's on the National Health Service, the free healthcare provider of the entire UK? Sure, there may be a private option where I have to pay for a more well-crafted service to my individual rather than a generalist like healthcare provision, which is given to anyone and everyone. But, like, no, it's like, for some reason, dentistry is exempt from, like, providing healthcare. And, like, I'm at the point now where this is the only time in my life there's ever been a problem. That's 21 years of a perfect dental health record. And that's suddenly been floundered by this cavity, which I don't even feel. It's literally not a problem for me at the moment. And they're like, yeah, so that's gonna be like, oh, by the way, I didn't even bring this up. The like the premium filling, it's like some like artificial enamel that's meant to like better replicate the material that teeth are made from. Nearly £200. £200 for something that is supposed to like benefit my life and my medical fucking history or whatever. Like, going forward, surely having enamel in your mouth is probably more, like, a better option than having metal. Like, is that cavity gonna, if I need, like, a life-saving x-ray, is that gonna be hindered by the fact I've got this piece of metal in my mouth? I don't know. They never told me things like this, and I feel like these are really important questions. This isn't a case of me being autistic, this isn't a case of me being practical and wanting to know what effects this procedure is going to have on my body for the rest of my fucking life. Like, am I the arsehole in this situation? I don't feel like I should be the arsehole. I'm being very aggressive because I'm nervous, but outside of that, I feel like these are, like, perfectly reasonable things to expect from a healthcare professional. Tell me what is going to happen to my body from what you are going to be doing to it. I've completely blanked on this entire TF2 game. Sorry if you came here for TF2 and got my delusional rantings about dentistry and how I think that dentists are just immoral as people. Someone didn't watch Jump to fucking easily telegraphed fucking stair step. What was I saying? I don't know how long this game's gonna last for, but I feel like I should stay on topic and just rant about dentistry some more. 9 out of 10 dentists. Bullshit. Sorry, that took a lot out of me, honestly, the fucking angry ranting about dentistry. I'm genuinely freaking out. And, like, I at no point in my life have I ever expected anyone to, like, fully empathize with me, with, like, the way I feel, because no one can ever fully understand the way anyone feels, you know? Like, internal feelings is like religion. It's different for every person. That was a weird analogy. But yeah, but I genuinely feel like the way I'm feeling is completely justified. Like, I know, like, this is like a nothing procedure. Like, they're like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of these are done every day. And no one ever has any issue with them. But I don't care what other people experience. I care about what I'm going to experience, which isn't even the procedure. I don't care about the procedure. I've had injections before. I've had local anesthetic before. I've had like minor surgery performed on one of my toes. I feel like toes are a very sensitive subject, and I've had that done. No questions asked. No worries off my back. But this specifically, this thing with my mouth. Like, I'm not, like, a confident person, I wouldn't say. I don't brag about my appearance. I don't even think that highly of my appearance. The two things that I've ever had in my life that I've genuinely liked about myself has been my teeth and my hair. But in the recent years, my wisdom teeth have started developing, which has started rearranging, like, the positioning of my teeth in both my upper and lower jaws. So the fact that I had perfect teeth up till recently, that's gone out the window. And now I'm having a filling which could permanently affect the way my teeth and mouth look in a completely different way, is quite a worrying fact. And it's like again, they didn't tell me anything. I don't know which tooth has the cavity because they never said. They just said there is one, and that was supposed to be good enough for me. It's not good enough. I am genuinely pissed off. Like, I am angry. And unfortunately for myself and others, and this isn't me trying to be edgy, this is a genuine fact about myself, which I really hate. When I get angry, I get violent and aggressive. And I think that's more of an autistic trait than anything. But by God, I genuinely was like freaking out in that chair when they were explaining to me that there's going to be a drill involved, local anesthetic. No one's ever had a problem, but it's just something we do in case. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know where this is going to be happening in my mouth. Dick. And when I came out of the room and I explained this to my mum, she was like, you know you can ask questions. I don't think I should have to ask questions. I feel like this should just be expected and just things that are explained to me. You know, it's like, oh, so this is like the long-standing, like, effects this is gonna have. And I am genuinely concerned about whether or not I'm gonna be, like, hyper-aware of the existence of a piece of metal on one of my teeth forever. And taste, too. I know I'm a big fat guy, and, like, it's like, oh, you like eating, but I enjoy food. I do. Food is great. We are the one species on the planet that have evolved to not eat to survive, but to eat because we enjoy it. We as humans enjoy our food. And I feel like this is going to severely affect my ability to enjoy my food, because it's all going to taste like iron, or whatever they put in my mouth. It's probably a tasteless metal, a non-magnetic metal, so the points I brought up about taste or x-rays, completely invalid. But I don't know, because I wasn't told! How am I expected to not freak out about this when there are so many variables? Like, Jesus Christ, man! Tell me things! It's my body that's, like, gonna be affected by this, no one else. I am the most important person in this scenario, except maybe making sure that my doctor isn't a drug addict or an alcoholic who's gonna be blitzed off their noggin whilst I'm having this procedure performed on me. I feel like that's, like a normal thing to be worried about, is, like, how this is gonna affect normal things, like little things, like, oh, I won't be able to walk again, that's fine, I spend most of my day at my desk anyway. Put me in a wheelchair, let my arse go numb so I don't get booty pain. But let me know if it's gonna affect my ability to fucking get jiggy with it. I don't even know what that means. I thought it meant dancing, but now that it's left my mouth, I'm pretty sure it means something to do with sex. And now that's something I've considered. Like, for the first time in my life, I have a girlfriend, and more than anyone, she's gonna be aware of what's in my mouth. I'm not, like, we kiss, that's a normal thing, we kiss, and now I'm worried that is her, like, I haven't even thought about that until now, and now I'm freaking out a little bit more. Is the only other person whose opinion on my appearance or anything to do with my body, the only person who any of that I care about, is she now going to be affected by the fact that there is now a piece of metal in my mouth? Like, what, like, Jesus wept, the more I think about this, the more worked up I get, and the more tempted I am to walk into that office with a brick or another blunt object and just start throwing it around, just seeing what I can do. And that's not saying something like out of vitriol for the people. That's just like, you have not provided me with a good enough service to warrant the like £80 or something that had to be spent on this operation. And like, they wanted it up front too. They didn't want it like, they weren't like, oh yeah, we just want, you know, we want paid, make sure the treatment or the procedure is going well. I was like, no, we want it up front now so that we get something out of it, unquestionably. Your mouth gets fucked up by what we do? I don't know. There was probably something on that clause you signed when you agreed to have a minor checkup. That means that if we fuck up your dentistry, it's your fault. God. And not to mention that I think going to the dentist is a massive fucking hassle. And the fact you have to have regular appointments. Dentists and opticians, why do you need regular checkups for that? I don't get a yearly physical. I probably should, but I don't. Like, and if I did, I'm pretty sure stuff like that is provided on NHS for free. It might affect my, like, social tax or whatever it is that I don't have to pay yet because I'm not yet employed. And for anyone who's going to have a go at me for not being employed, fuck you. I've spent every day for the last, like, 3 months putting out, like, answering job ads and, like, things like that, putting out my CV to people. Not once have I got back to me. I'm probably approaching, like, 200 job, like, appliances. Not one of them has even sent me, like, a letter or an email. I don't even think it takes that much effort to send an email. You can get a bot to do it. Just get a generic email, copy whatever name I put on my application, and be like, hello, Mr. My last name. I don't know if that's ever been put out there, but I'm not going to put it out there for my own safety reasons. But, like, the fucking, just, society is out to get people like me. Honestly. If it's not one thing, it's another. And I don't want all these videos that I'm going to start making, because I genuinely think that solo commentary I can find quite hard to get into sometimes, because I'll be like, oh yeah, there's a solo, oh, look, there's a demo man, he's shooting at me. Yeah, like immediately after saying that, I've drawn a blank. But I'm going to continue ranting. I don't want these rants to be completely negative. I just want to talk about things, like random, like, brain thoughts. I haven't been sleeping well recently. We had, like, the whole... Not the equinox, but the thing where the clocks changed, so now my sleeping pattern's all fucked up, and I've been up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, just thinking about stuff that doesn't really matter, and I just want to discuss that stuff, and I want an outlet to discuss it on, which is going to be this channel, especially for instances when Mark isn't available. Shit. Shit. Oh well. And, you know, Mark maybe isn't going to be around for a while because he started a Minecraft server with his friends and now he's getting all gamer out before he has time to record with me. Whatever. Not like I wanted to start a Minecraft server with him like months ago and he just didn't. He was like, oh, maybe, ha ha ha. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, if Mark isn't going to be around, I'm just going to do more of these where I rant about random things. I already have a couple subjects lined up in my brain, just things I've been thinking about. cool, we won the game. I haven't been paying attention to this game. I've just been on autopilot for fucking 55 points. That's not bad. GG. Good. Yeah, well, that was a match. I think I've said all I have to say. If anything more comes up, I'll put it in a video. Or I'll edit it in after the fact. But yeah, today's dentist experience not been a good one, and has made me reconsider just dentists as like a people. They are not human. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this or anything else you've seen on my channel. Subscribing really helps out. I don't want to play another game. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace out.